Mr. Perry, thank you very much for accepting CGTN's interview. I know that you have been following CPC's plenary meeting for many years. And this time, the meeting has revealed more details on the next 5-year plan and China's economic development target for 2035. What kind of impacts do you think this meeting will bring, and which part do you feel most impressive?
When one looks at the 14th 5-year plan and the speeches around it, one can see that one is entering a new phase of economic development of China. That's not just dual circulation or some of the other concepts that are around. It is preparing the foundations for the early stages of socialism in China by 2035, and then going on to being a moderately modern socialist country by 2049. So I urge all the members of the 48 group to read very carefully, not just the communique issued today, but to watch the press conference that was carried out this morning. I was up at 2 a.m. this morning to watch it, and I wasn't disappointed. Many Chinese speakers addressed questions given to them by the international media, which went to the heart of the future of China over the next 30 years. And it was interesting that what I took out of it was the emphasis on modern technology, the emphasis on innovation, and the emphasis on cultural development of China.
China emphasized the self-reliance on technology innovation and would make efforts to encourage innovation. How do you look at this policy?
All those innovations of China over 5,000 years were provided free for the world. It was a good lesson as to how countries can live together. But the world changed and people became rather jealous of their ability to innovate, and a patent world was created and people charged for their innovations. If you enter into commercial negotiations and dependency with other countries or other companies, you can end up in some difficulty. And it is not surprising, after the recent events in world history, that China is saying it does not want to be in a position where it depends upon companies to supply them, that governments might stop them making those supplies available. So it is quite natural for China to develop in the key areas of its development, self-reliance and a capability to do it itself. And if one looks at the experience on 5G, one can see that China is able to catch up with the West and pass the West. That's also true in electric cars and other forms of technological development. So it is quite right for China to take this step of self-reliance, and the world needs to think about how it's going to relate to China. I think that if you're in BRI, the New Silk Roads, then you are a natural partner of China, and you'll be able to share in those developments with China in a form that's yet to be worked out. But it will enable those countries to catch up with the outside world. I think the West has to work out how it's going to create access to the West and access to China. That's not said in the question that you asked or in any of the communiques, but there is an important question here for the UK as to how it's going to work with China in the long term. Because if you ask the question, which country will be the great innovator of the next 30 years, it's going to be China.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Perry. Thank you.